to the Sad Dads Club podcast. Here's everybody's favorite sad dads, Jim and Foo.
So if you'd like to send me your gory surgery pics, Ted, just do so in a spoiler tag.
Yes.
Or just DM it directly.
I would prefer the DM because that would prevent me from accidentally clicking and
if you
seeing
happen
those.
to make an accident and post 2 girls in 1 cup screenshots,
Oh,
so that Jim has to.
That would be the most fucked up shit ever.
Hey, you guys want to see me holding some flowers with the kids? Yeah. 2 girls, 1 cup.
Spoiler. It's in a spoiler tag.
Yeah, spoiler tag. No.
You click on it. Oh, damn it. I wish I hadn't seen that. Oh, it's Goatsy.
Yeah. Oh, God, the whole thing is crushed. Oh, it's a lemon party.
Wow.
No, that's not right.
I can see the back of his brain.
Yeah. And check out mine.
Welcome to the show.
Welcome to Sad Dads Club Podcast, episode 228. I'm the Lord Foo.
I'm Jim.
Wow, that was semi-professional.
We're
like in under 2 minutes. That's got to be a world record.
We are so pro right now.
Yeah. Just wait till the video drops out.
This is what happens when you don't have any sponsors. You just become pro somehow.
Ulanzi.
It was a good day. All in all. That's all.
Yeah?
Yeah. For those following along, got my car back today.
Right. We abstained, I think, last week because I think you were like...
I was depressed.
If I mention anything, I'm going to start slaying babies and puppies and shit.
I have to admit, I was pretty downtrodden and a little bit on the depressed end of stuff because there was so much stress involved with the procedure and the unknown about what was wrong that I was struggling, like, personally. And that's not very common for me. I think I kind of feel like I'm a pretty easygoing guy for the most part. There's times where I struggle, but this was one of the heftier struggle moments because it was one of those things where I was like, we've talked about this procedure. Like, they won't do any work until you authorize a very hefty teardown of the motor to figure out what's wrong.
Right.
And we're talking about $1,600 or in the case of the dealer, $2,600. And that is on me. I had to authorize that. So that means that if they figure out what's wrong and then the insurance company decides not to pay for it, then I'm on the hook for that money. And so that was very stressful for me because who knows what the fuck the problem is. And it's been one of those things where I didn't want to talk about it last week because of that. I just not feeling super happy about the situation.
Mm-hmm.
And then also I just didn't have anything to tell. I had no information. It's not like I'm calling them every day. I don't feel like calling them every day is going to help them do anything quicker, faster, better.
Right.
It's just not a unless I'm like really needed my fucking car and I'm pissed off, which wasn't really the case. So it's like I didn't really have a reason to like call and be like, give me my fucking car back, or where's my car? What the fuck? Why have you had it for like a month?
Right.
It wasn't a month. It was a little over 3 weeks, but that's kind of like the way I kind of approached it. Plus the mental part of it for me was no news is good news.
Okay.
Kind of like ostrich head in the sand, like, right now I don't have a big bill to pay. So that's cool.
Oh, yeah.
And so that was very stressful. And I tried to like just kind of push it out of my mind and be as positive as I could. And that was really hard.
Mm-hmm.
So today I was working and I get a call from the shop. And I'm like, fuck, how am I going to behave? How am I going to react?
Right.
What's the prognosis? I don't know what's going to happen in this phone call. Did they just now figure out what's wrong?
Sir, do you have an Amex card that we could charge $5,322.68 to?
Yeah. And so he's just like, hey, I'm calling to let you know that your car's ready. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I haven't heard anything for 2 weeks.
Oh, cool. The oil change is done? And watch him like,
wait, what?
So,
yeah. So, and I'm like, okay, so what was wrong? Oh, it was a we had a valve rocker on the intake side broke, and so it wasn't lifting and moving the valve around like it should have been, and so that's why you had
No
compression
Right.
loss in that cylinder, because the valve wasn't closing. And I'm thinking, well, geez, if the valve's down, is the piston smacking it? Like,
Right.
is it bent? You know?
Right.
And they said they looked at it and it didn't have any. There's no like valve witness marks on the top of the piston or anything like that. So they had obviously the valve cover removed, and that's what they found out, which was covered under warranty 100%.
Hey.
So,
Yeah.
was like, cool, I'll come get it, you know.
Like,
hopefully I can get it today,
right,
if not tomorrow. And
Right.
then it was everything. My car's ready, honey. Let's go get it.
Get in the car, bitch!
Yeah. And then just to see the state of it when I went to pick it up, how fucking dirty it was it's very discouraging.
Oh, yeah.
It's so dirty.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know that they were keeping it inside every day, you know.
Oh, yeah.
It took a couple rides on a flatbed, I'm sure. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what's going on with it.
Stick it out in the back country, do donuts with it, test out the valve.
It's crusty, so it needs a clean. So as soon as I can do that, I will.
They didn't have any of the guys that work like the auto mall that like, oh, you came in and get your wiper blades replaced, and so we detailed your car.
No, they don't.
None of those guys running around
give any fucks about that.
Yeah.
So the good news is that the couple of repairs that I've had to do on that car, last time it was in, it had a motor mount that they replaced. This time it was a injector that they replaced, and then this valve, which the parts aren't very expensive. I think the valve rocker was like $12.
You can get, I looked it up really fast. I'm like, how much a rocker? You could get like a wholesale rocker, an entire rocker set for like $70.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
these are small, relatively pittance parts. The labor, obviously, in looking at your invoice, is where like, holy shit, yeah, it's like a complex widget upon a widget to get out, to get on, to replace the $10 fucking part kind of thing.
Right. So, I mean, it doesn't sound like the head had to come off. It was just the rocker
valve cover.
Yeah, the
and
valve
then your
cover.
intake to get to the injector. So that makes sense. Yeah.
But so the I guess 3 repairs, which would be the motor mount, the injector, and the rocker, paid for the warranty that I bought. Basically, so those 3 repairs, I'm even basically probably a little bit. They're probably in the hole a little bit on that one. I think.
Time for some donuts.
Oh no, I'm just short. I think I'm just short. So anyway,
so it worked out.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing too.
Very
you're the anguish of the monetary hardship that was like looming.
Yeah.
There was the independence part. I'm sure there's like American joke here, but on multiple occasions there was if I had a car,
I could do that.
I would do a thing for me if
and I had to make jokes about it too, because that's the sanity part of it, the like trying to keep my head cool or I don't know, healthy.
Yeah.
But yeah, and so that was the other part, was be like, Shan's at work and she has her car at work, and I open up the door to the garage and it's fucking empty.
Yeah. You're like, well, I don't even have a one wheel or a boosted board.
There is a Razor scooter out there. I mean,
I was going to say, you got a Razor though.
Yeah. So, I mean, I could have done that if I really wanted to, but it's fine. I never go anywhere when I'm working from home. Like, I literally don't ever get in the car and go anywhere. This sounds like I'm pandering to work, but I don't. I never really leave the house. I probably count on one hand how many times I've left the house in the last 3 years. Like
Dave,
during the work
pay
day.
raise.
No, I mean, I'm just saying that it's just how I am. I don't, I don't go to a restaurant and buy food and bring it home, or I like stay home and I'll make a quick sandwich or something and I'll eat it while I'm working typically,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'll take the dog for a walk, and that's my time out of the house is walking the dog. And that's it. I mean, you know.
That reminds me. I think Nat made a reference to sandwich. I think I may have introduced her to the word sandwich in our chat.
Yeah.
Because we made a joke about the bread that we were supposed to bring. I'm like, so Dave can make his own sandwiches, and I think she made a joke about that when we were up there.
I don't think in French Canada
there's a sandwich.
There's a sandwich.
It's le sandwich. Le sandwich.
Or maybe sandwich in French Canada.
Yeah.
Is that a place? Isn't the same meaning as sandwich in America. Maybe it's like something raunchy. I don't know.
Oh.
We have to wait for her to chime in.
Yeah. Le croissant.
Yeah.
Each. I don't know. That's fine.
Maybe it means bend over. I don't know.
Yeah. Small bend.
Yeah. Sandwich. Now.
Ankle grabbing. What? That's
so yeah. I mean, you know, it was very. I literally lost sleep over all of this. There were numerous nights where I would just pop up and maybe get up and go to the bathroom, and the mind would go right to the car, and then I would fucking stress out and lay there for 2.5 hours and not be able to sleep. And that happened on numerous occasions, or go to lay down and you're not quite tired enough, and then the mind just wanders about whatever being how much money is going to cost me to get my car fixed.
Oh yeah.
And then lose a couple hours of sleep, and then realize, well, I'm just laying here not sleeping and stressing about shit, so then I'm on the phone trying to get myself tired so that I can go to sleep. So there were I didn't talk a lot about it, but there were a lot of nights that this happened. One of them was, I think it was Sunday night. Man, I think I got 2 hours of sleep for the whole night, and I was just exhausted on Monday. I think the end of the day, like 3:30, towards the end of the day, I got real tired. And then my wife was out running errands, and she came home, and we were talking. It was like 4:45, and where my desk is, I can turn my chair around and kind of lean onto the back of the couch. And I put my hands down like this, like my head down, my arms up on the top of the couch, and my head on my arms. And I ended up falling asleep like that for like half an hour. Because I was so tired. Like, I just been losing sleep over the fact that, like, I've just flushed $20-something thousand down the toilet on a fucking warranty they're not going to honor.
Yeah.
For whatever reason.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
And that's, you know,
yeah.
Was that the peace of mind I was buying when I spent $3,000 on that warranty?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's definitely peace of mind that says, hey, pal, you're not getting any sleep for the next 2.5 weeks or whatever the fuck it was.
Yeah.
So it was just a really stressful time. It worked out. You know, my wife was staying super positive. Like, bless her for that.
Yeah.
I just struggled with the stress, the unknown, right?
Yeah. I think it was Thursday evening. We were, it was around dinner time. We were cooking, and I put dog food in the dog's bowls for their dinner.
Yeah.
And Shiny was like at the back door, and something wasn't right, and she was like only turning in like right hand circles.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, something's not right here. She didn't do anything, but she started like something wasn't right. She wasn't shaking or anything like that. And then she kind of just stood there for a bit, and I walked away, and I went back to the stove, and I'm cooking something, and she like walked right up to me, and she was clearly like favoring, or like one side may have been seized, like she was perhaps pulling out of a seizure or something.
Yeah.
And I'm just kind of like looking at her, and Venus is looking at me like, what are you looking at? I'm like,
because things have stopped and gotten quiet.
Right. And I'm like, something's not right. Something's not right.
Mm-hmm.
And nothing ever changed from there outside of like her, like your dog or something has like a moment and like all of a sudden becomes super needy. she went into that mode. And for the same thing with
probably like I'm scared mode or something.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Like, and you can't, obviously they can't verbalize it, but you can only imagine if it was a human who's like pulling out of a seizure or a stroke of something like that nature, they would be like, I don't know what's going on, but everything is fucked right now. And just hold me kind of a thing. Like,
right.
I can only perceive that. I'm like, so everything pretty much drops for me. But after all, like, it's just like, okay, what does this mean? Like, so now I'm, Fridays are off for me. I don't sleep much Thursday because I'm like, is she going to get up? When she gets up to go pee, I'm going to have to go is she going to fall over outside? Like, what? So I'm not sleeping. Friday, it's like nothing gets done because I'm just kind of in seizure, epilepsy, stroke watch,
right,
kind of thing. And I'm like, I can't. Fuck.
Yeah.
Like, what am I supposed to do? Like, and my mind's already like, I can't.
And then you're overanalyzing stuff.
Right. Absolutely. Like, it was that, and that's what Venus, like, some mid-afternoon. Or maybe even Friday evening, she's like, so how was she? I'm like, I don't know. Like, she's already, she's already such a fucking little priss and like needy and wants pets and will go outside and then sun herself and then come in and like do the whole like pet me. I'm like, it's hard to discern when she's just being a priss versus like, I just had a thing and I need some help. Like, just hold me kind of a thing.
Right.
It's like, I've seen all the dogs in all of those places so far, and it's like, I don't know. Like, she could have been this, or she could have been normal, and I don't know. But all I know is it's fucking terrible for me.
Yeah.
Because
you don't know what you're looking for necessarily, other than...
Speak to me. Can you tell me anything?
I know.
Yeah, anything. And I'm like, I'm looking down like months towards like something like Fiji. I'm like, I can't. How am I supposed to leave her if this gets like, holy shit? Someone pick a story how this ends, because I'm not going to leave her in this state with a young lady watching the dogs and like have her deal with. I'm like, I don't know how this goes.
That responsibility.
Yeah, I wouldn't put that on anybody. Like, but how does that play out? I don't know. And then that sends me into like a spiral of anxiety about how I'm going to deal with that in months from now.
Right.
I'm like, holy
deep breath.
I'm like, I need to go destroy something.
Where's the Tylenol?
Fucking
and the benzo.
Yeah, Jesus.
Fuck. Wow. So we've been doing really good lately.
Jesus, right?
Wow, that sucks. I'm sorry to hear that. That's no bueno.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she's been fine ever since. But it's like, you don't know. Jesus.
So it sounds like a mild
stroke,
seizure, stroke-ish thing.
Something.
I hate to hear that stuff.
Something there.
Yeah. Is boxers, they have a tendency to have that? Is that a common thing with boxers?
I wouldn't know to say for certain, but I know that Genesis. I know I've seen all the boxers that we have had in the house.
Yeah.
All have some sort of episode similar. Genesis, hers were few and far between throughout her span, but the ones that were the most visible and egregious were the ones at the end that were pretty much like 12 hours left. Like, that's it. Jax and Shiny have both had like what would look like hers, like a pull where like one side is toast.
Yeah.
And then Shiny obviously had the one months back where she was flopping.
Right.
Jax, his has always been like he just gets into this like real, the lights are on but no one's home, and will just find me in this case, or whoever's like, usually it's me, and like sits and butts up against you, like, I don't know what's
be close to me.
Yeah,
human.
I don't know what's what, but I know you. Don't go anywhere. And like, if I go anywhere, he finds me, sits, like cuddly, but not. Hey, I want to lay with you and be warm, and it is like, I'm scared.
Some shit's fucked up, and I don't know.
Yeah,
but
I don't know, but you're my comfort thing, and
Yeah.
I'll stay right here. And that'll last, for a couple hours, or he'll fall asleep, and then, usually after a sleep, he's pulled out of it, and you're just kind of like, okay, well, that's lovely.
Yeah.
So, is it a breed thing? Possibly. Is it my experience with the breed? 100%.
Yeah.
100%. Which reminds me, in like Venus found something on, had to have been, I don't know. She flips between the fucking TikToks and the Instagram shit.
Right.
Like so often. I don't know which one it was, but it was like a still of a Max style dog, a tiny dog,
like a min pin.
Yeah, but like with the bug-eyed, like Adderall, ready to go, like it. You could tell it was like peppy or something. Like it was fucking, because its eyes were all bugged out and like skitters.
So probably like a Chihuahua mix.
Like you looked at the picture and you went, "Oh, he's fucking amped and on like 5 lines of coke kind of thing."
Yeah.
And then it was like another still of some sort of like, it was like a calming CBD gummy or something. Like, I can't remember. It had a funny little name, but essentially it was like a dog treat to calm your excited dog. And then the next shot was the same dog stoned out of its fucking mind, like with its head leaned back, like,
right.
I don't know what's going on, man. It's fucking rad, man.
Where's the Doritos?
Hey, dude, you got any Cheetos, man? It looked like it was fucking baked 10 ways to Sunday.
Nice.
Like, we should get those for the dogs. And like,
I think,
and us.
I think Max was on him when we got him.
Really?
Yeah, because they were saying, like whoever was taking care of him. What do they call that when you take care?
Custodian.
No.
Is it a prison?
When someone takes a dog and they take care.
Dog watcher?
No.
Dog walker.
Anyway, whoever it was that was watching him or taking care of him before we adopted him. I forget what they call it.
Foster?
Foster dog parent.
Foster parent.
They were saying that he was like anxious, super anxious all the time, and that they gave him some CBD or whatever to like calm him.
Yeah.
And we're like, let's not. We don't need to start our relationship with this guy like that.
Next time, it's a gateway, and then he'll be asking for a crack pipe.
Yeah, exactly.
We can't have that.
Yeah, because then he'll be stealing from us.
Right.
And then, we have no choice but to kick him out.
Sleeping with cats and shit. And,
yeah. Track marks on his tail.
Yeah. That's where dogs do it, so you can't see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but he does have a little bit of anxiousness, but I think most of it's pretty much mellowed. I think since we got him, he's been
we had these, they were CBD treats.
Uh-huh.
I'll be honest, I don't, the dogs didn't mind eating them, but
obviously.
Yeah. I never saw either dog really like
be affected by it?
Zero out, because we would do it like a couple times, like family holidays, when we would know we would have people in, and we would be like, here, take 2 or 3 of these.
All right.
And to get Jax to like not, and to me, they didn't ever
produce the results you were
dial
expecting.
him down. Certainly not to the point of the Chihuahua and the TikTok that looked like he was just like.
But today's weed gummies are much stronger than the previous versions.
Right. I guess that probably leads to.
That's what I always hear about the weed.
The weed gummies?
No, just weed in general. Like,
oh.
Today's weed is so much more stronger than the weed we had when we were in the 80s or whatever.
Oh, yeah, I believe that. It's all genetic and shit.
Yeah.
I wonder if we had real, like, human-sized gummies and gave him just human gummies, not doggy treat CBD oil shit.
Yeah.
Like, how would that work?
What?
I wouldn't,
Maybe a half of one.
Sure.
I don't know.
Then I'll take the other half and we'll just kind of sit on the couch like, hey, you seeing this shit, man?
Where's the Doritos?
Give me the Doritos. Why are you talking to me now, man? Are you having a stroke or am I? This is fucking weird, man.
Nice.
But yeah, I never saw it work in the dogs.
Mm.
Yeah.
We are in the process of getting Chandler's room ready to paint. And holy shit. I'm like, I'll go in there for like an hour at a time because it's so dark in there. It's a very dark green color that's on the walls.
Oh, yeah.
And I got to take in there like some LED lighting subsystem that I can shine around on the walls and just fill holes for a while because there's so many tack holes and screw holes.
I was hoping it wasn't like humping holes.
No,
I'm just gonna bang the fuck out of this drywall.
And then I was like, okay, I got to pull the blinds down and they're all broken. Drapes are all jacked and oh my God, it's just terrible in there. It's terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's such a dark green that I'm going to have to like prime it before I can put paint because I don't think the paint will cover the color. It'll be multiple coats.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even the dark color that he put on there, first of all, he didn't even cover all of the paint that was there prior. So there's bits and pieces where if you look in the right spots, there's blue or gray or whatever shining through. And not only that, but you would think for how dark this paint is, nothing would show through it, but I can still see the old stripes. Like, oh,
really?
Yeah, it's nutty.
He didn't refill his roller.
Yeah, I don't know.
He was like, I don't know, paint.
He's very much like, he loves like all the tools and stuff, but when it comes to doing like
the labor part,
the finish work or the stuff that's detailed or any kind of like detailed stuff, he's like, I'm out.
Yeah.
So like painting his room was just like, I don't want to, and there's fucking drips on all the door casing and, green paint drips. And I'm just like, God damn.
I just need it close enough. No, son.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. So yeah, that's fun.
So you repainted it?
No.
You're doing holes.
I'm still working on getting all the holes filled.
You made a joke about the bathroom and I thought you had tackled that and it went sideways on you.
No.
But it turns out it was just your son's room.
Yeah. There's a couple, there's like TV mounts that were on the wall and there was like a couple like IKEA like cabinets that he had mounted to the walls that had pretty big screw holes.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's like something I pulled off the wall and I'm like, oh fuck, there's anchors in there. No. And I got to pull those out and fill them, Yeah. And then some of them like the whatever you fill the hole with, like it doesn't always like dry. Like you put it on, there's like a little concave and then I got to come back and fill it again.
Yeah.
So there's a bunch of that kind of stuff. I bought the pink shit that turns white,
Yeah.
And it's just, and there's just fucking spots everywhere. It looks like an acne room. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's just terrible.
What the hell?
Yeah. It's amazing.
Huh.
But so I'm a ways away, I think, probably.
And you need new blinds, but you were probably going to do that in a remodel of it anyway?
The blinds will probably just repair because it's just like one of those strings. The string broke. And I think I have string for that from another blind repair that I did. And that's fine, but they're filthy as fuck.
Oh.
So they'll probably need to be cleaned. I mean, I'm not saying probably. They actually need to be cleaned really bad.
You could drop them off on his doorstep.
You would think he might just come over to help.
Yeah.
You would think.
Hey, son.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah. This
son.
was your room, asshole. Yeah, and the fucking door's got like holes in it. Not holes, but like there's a couple cracks in it. I'm like, you're going to buy the door. I'm not buying the door.
In the door?
Yeah.
How'd that happen?
Oh, because, you know, rage.
Oh.
Rager. Because he's a turd.
Goddamn, dude.
Yeah.
You had to just bag up all the dirt and then just
take it to his house and then dump it in his bedroom.
Yeah.
You left this.
You know what? When you were packing,
I noticed you left all this.
You forgot this. And it was actually there. So I've got this vacuum.
Yeah.
That I'm just going to blow.
Yeah. I'll take my, I'll vacuum his room with my shop vac and then I'll just reverse it.
Right.
And blow it back.
Sorry, Nicole.
Yeah.
I'm
not sorry. It's Chandler's stuff.
Yeah, it's his stuff.
Yeah.
And he deserves to have it.
He's been saving it for years.
All of it. All of it.
God damn. Yeah, so that's been an ongoing project. I'll get there at some point, you know. So the primer has at least made its way into the room.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm going to have to go get some sandpaper and fix some spots. Jesus.
I remember when we, it was, wow. It might be, so my office wall.
Mm-hmm.
God damn, how did we cover it? Oh, it was because when we turned the small garage into my office with the rest of the home remodel.
Yeah.
That wall it had to have been covered. I painted a giant
penis
to scale. Yeah, close. Giant to scale Decepticon.
Okay.
In black.
All right.
So.
Oh, in the room?
In the room. At the time, we were just doing band. We were just playing music.
Yeah.
In there. And so it was like, it was a yellow wall, like your fucking champion sweatshirt.
Yeah.
With a Decepticon logo that if you ever thought you were never going to need math and ratios, I took a 3x3 sticker that I had of the Decepticon symbol, and I blew it up to the size of like a 4-foot fucking wall art.
Yeah.
In like using math, just and the angles. I mean, it was.
I have a projector that would have done that for you.
Hindsight.
Literally.
If I'd have just had a projector or anything ridiculously.
You just put it on the projector and it just reflects it up on the.
Yeah. But I used math and ratios and bullshit and a sticker to blow up, and I painted this thing in black. And it wasn't until I think we were that remodel where I then had to paint over it.
Yeah.
Where I went, oh boy, that's
I'm never going to cover this.
That's still coming through.
It's amazing how you find out how thin the paint is.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, that's going to be some. And now I'm actually not 100% positive
that it's completely covered.
I think it's because I got the tool, but obviously that wall is textured.
Mm-hmm.
I think now it's totally escaping me. It may still be semi-visible, or I just went over it with enough fucking layers, the same kind of problem you're going to have.
Yeah.
Where I went, oh. But then, it's Transformers and Decepticons, so I'm like, I mean, if I can still see it, I'm technically I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
Because I'm still a fucking big-ass kid.
I mean, like I said, I bought a gallon of primer specifically to just, it's supposed to be one coat coverage primer.
Yeah.
And
good luck.
We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see how effective it is. I might have to buy another gallon.
Oh, yeah, put that on your I was gonna say reviews. Yeah. Like, hey man, tried to use your primer. Paint over this dark ass Sherwood forest green. I can still see that shit, bro.
I can still see the stripes that were there before the green went up.
Hey man. Shit's something. Some ring just closed while I'm sitting here. Like, why would you tell me that?
Oh, found something cool.
Okay, go.
Actually, Chandler found this. This is kind of neat. There is what is it called? It's a HomeKit server that you can install on a Mac, Windows box.
Okay.
What are the little
Alexas?
The little computers you can buy? What are those called? The
Nux?
No, the little
Raspberry Pi.
You can put them on a Pi. You can install it, but it's essentially a server that makes a unit out of all of your like un-HomeKitable devices that makes them HomeKitable. Okay. And so now they show up in HomeKit. And for instance, the MyQ stuff isn't part of HomeKit, right?
Okay.
So do you use HomeKit at all on your?
No.
Okay, so HomeKit is Apple's
version of the lady.
Well, it's Apple's singular app that HomeKit devices show up in that you can control, like lights and thermostat.
Like Nest is for Google.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know anything about Nest, but essentially, it's Apple's centralized thing where all of your HomeKit stuff shows up. So we have like our Nest thermostat shows up in there, like all of our Wemo light switches show up in there, and you can control everything from one place, right?
Okay.
Well, there's some things that aren't HomeKitable because they didn't buy into Apple's licensing for HomeKit.
All right.
So they don't, I guess they're not included. But with this server, you can download and install it and then set it up, and then it will find, if it's been on your Wi-Fi, it'll find it.
Okay.
And there's plugins for all different kinds of shit. You can install the plugins. You configure the plugins for the device, like your logins and stuff. Mm-hmm. And then it shows up in HomeKit. So for instance, the MyQ, one of the things I always thought was kind of lame about the MyQ, we talked about the MyQs,
right,
is that they don't show up on CarPlay. Like that would be the place to put it. Like tap the open garage door button on your CarPlay to open your garage door. You don't even have to have an opener in the car.
Right.
This allows you to do that, except it's even better because you know how in CarPlay it has the view that shows like the map and the music.
Yes.
And then, sometimes there's other stuff that shows up there.
Right.
In this case, it's geo-fenced. And when you get close to the house, it just shows up on that screen and then you tap it and it opens the garage. Fucking brilliant.
Wow.
Home. I have to find it, so we might need to talk for a minute.
Is it free?
Yes. I have it installed. And the only negative is you have to have a machine that's got 100% uptime for it to truly be effective.
Right.
So I have it installed on my Mac Mini, which goes to sleep at times, so sometimes it's not available. Right?
Right. Okay.
Because the server isn't there. But if your machine is up and running all the time, and I'm considering trying to get my hands on a Raspberry Pi just to do this service.
Yeah.
Because then it's like low power kind of device.
Yeah. Like a Pi Zero is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like a stick of gum.
Yeah.
If it had run on that.
So.
Did you find it?
It's called HomeBridge.
HomeBridge.
Mm-hmm. And I think the website is homebridge.io.
So what's the catch?
I don't know the catch.
Really?
It's super cool. It's super fucking cool. And my wife's all excited and she's like, oh, it just shows up on my thing. And when I get close to the house, it pops up and I tap it and it opens the door. And
I'll be damned.
And it's really cool. And like when the garage door opens and closes, I get a message, your garage door is opened.
Is it owned by China?
Probably.
Fuck.
No, I think it's like a GitHub or something kind of tool. Like it's like, like a community development thing. And then all the plugins are written by different people that wanted a solution for something, that are code savvy or whatever. So kind of neat. I thought that was a really cool.
I mean, get it while you can, because surely Apple will take it away.
I wonder.
Because, no. Licensing.
I just thought that was really cool.
How crazy.
Yeah. Because that was like, I always like, why can't MyQ just have, why can't their app just show up on CarPlay in general. So you could launch it.
How long have you been using it?
Maybe 2 days.
Oh, okay.
But it
I'm
works.
saying, so you wouldn't know of like its stability relative to the app, the MyQ app itself. Like you have no problem.
It doesn't interfere with the apps, their native apps at all. It doesn't do anything with the native apps. So the way it works is you download and install the server, and then you configure the server for your network or what your stuff, and then you figure out what devices you want to be part of the HomeBridge. And then in the plugins page on their web UI, you start typing in, like I have a Wise vacuum. You can type in Wise and hit return, and it will go figure out what plugins. And then you download those plugins, and then you configure those plugins with like your Wise login and that kind of stuff.
Okay.
And then when it does that, you restart the server after you do that. Then the server comes back up, and then that shit will just show up in the home app.
So then you have an app presumably on your smartphone.
The home app.
And then
Apple's home app.
Okay, so you're using the native HomeKit.
Yeah.
On your Apple device. Sees the translated devices from the HomeBridge thing running on. Interesting.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And then it's all tied into the Apple ecosystem with like CarPlay and that kind of stuff. Fascinating.
Interesting.
Yeah, I know. And I thought that was Chandler was like, oh, check this out. I figured out how to get the garage door opener on CarPlay. I'm like, oh, really? How? And then he sends me a link. And I'm like, fuck, that's really cool. So I installed it on my Mac, and it works really well. It's very impressive. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. But now I'm like, well, I don't want this running. I want my Mac to sleep.
Right.
I don't want it running 24/7. Like our old Mac Mini, I would leave that thing up all the time. This one, I don't really want it up all the time. So I'm thinking like I might try and get my hands on a Raspberry Pi or something, some low power computer that would just serve it.
Did you put any time to that yet? They were Christmas. They were hard to get still.
I haven't
way inflated in prices.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because I hadn't really given it much consideration under the fact that you could they were Raspberry Pi compatible.
God damn.
And I was like, oh, maybe I'll just look at getting there. And so I haven't really done anything else beyond that. I don't know. I mean, I could use my old Mac, but it uses a bunch of power,
Yeah. When it can run on something like a Pi, that becomes pretty pointless to run it on like a full rig.
Right.
To spin up a net new rig.
Right.
Interesting.
And I don't need a full other computer.
Right.
When the whole purpose of this thing is to be a HomeBridge IO server, like I don't care. I just need it to like be up and
I need you to
be on the network.
Open the garage, dipshits.
Yeah. And I don't even know how much those Pis are. Aren't they like $100 or something typically?
It might be over that. I think a Pi 4 is upwards of 200 maybe. I can't remember 100%. But I want to say the Pi 4s are still pretty pricey. I don't know if the Pi Zeros, the small thumbstick ones, are available or what their price points are anymore.
Well, Amazon says there's a Pi 3. Well, it's just a computer board though. Is that all you get is the board?
Yeah, you could. Yeah, Amazon will have dime a dozen. Like if you just need you could 3D print a case, or I could if you needed a case, but you probably want a power adapter, a micro SD card, and a Pi 3 is fine.
Yeah,
Pi 3B.
I don't need a fancy.
Right.
It doesn't need to be super.
How much is it?
$51.90 on
Shit,
Amazon.
Really?
Yeah. Right here.
In stock? Yeah.
Let's see what it says.
That would work.
$51.90. It was $59. So it looks like it's in stock. Free delivery Wednesday.
Holy shit. There you go. That'd do it.
Wow.
There was nothing
that
was affordable. Yeah, everything was hundreds of dollars. It was all back ordered.
So what were you looking for a Pi for? It was something specific use?
It's super easy to tinker on. Like I enjoy like building little things and then just ripping them apart and then starting over again.
So you have to buy power for it though.
I would buy dedicated. It'll run off like a
USB port.
A USB port, but really you would want like a small AC adapter.
Is it configurable also over the USB port?
What?
The Pi. You said it will power from the USB port. Can you configure through the USB port to the Raspberry Pi? No.
No.
Okay.
It's.
I don't know anything about them.
It's just like I've never the network adapter you would configure over the network adapter, or you build your OS on your micro SD card in your computer, and then you just stick it into the Raspberry Pi.
Oh, I see. Interesting. Okay. Well, I might recruit you for a little bit of help.
Yeah.
I mean, here's the frequently bought together on Amazon.
Yeah.
And it's the case, and it looks like a power supply.
Yep.
And then it looks like, or I'm sorry, the motherboard.
Yeah.
The power supply and a case.
Yes.
For $88.
I would book it. It's a Pi 3B.
It's a Pi 3A plus.
I mean, it doesn't really fucking matter.
And then it comes with.
I mean, that's the old one, but
I mean, the power supply is only $10 for the Pi 3B plus power supply adapter.
Yeah.
And then the Geekworm Raspberry Pi 3A plus case is $27.
It's gonna run HomeBridge, and you're never gonna fuck with it.
Yeah,
it would be fine.
Yeah.
I mean, well, as long as HomeBridge runs on that. But yes, that would run Raspberry Pi.
All right, I'm thinking about it, but I think that's a pretty cool solution. I thought,
yes,
kudos to Chandler for figuring that out. I think he found it
what
on
ran across. So he was just super pissed about not being able to have something.
I don't know that he was pissed. He was just like, "How do I get my MyQ in my home app?" kind of a thing, or "How do I get it? I want it to be in CarPlay or whatever, whatever it was." And then he ended up finding this on Reddit somehow.
I always struggle with the outlets. Like the outlets never seem to stay on the Wi-Fi for me. And it's always like, I'm done dealing with
the outlets.
Yeah, the ladies and the dots. And like the smart devices that we have.
Oh, like they're Alexa
fine,
and stuff.
But like the cancel. The outlets I've done.
So the Wemos.
Yes.
Okay.
I've done an Amazon specific branded one, and I've done like a Belkin and a
the Belkin Wemo. Belkin makes the Wemo,
and they all like they work for a little bit.
Oh, that's
like
weird.
The light here used to be jacked into one.
Yeah, I remember that.
And it was like sometimes I would come out here and be like, "Lady, turn on podcast light."
Right.
And it would do nothing, and I'd look up, and the connectivity light wasn't on. I'm like, well, what the fuck is this bullshit?
That's really interesting that you're saying that, because I have one of the same adapters, which is the plug one that you plug into the wall, and then you has a button on it for powering it on and off with your finger.
Yeah. And
then you plug a device into it, and then you can work it through the Wemo app or from HomeKit.
Right.
Right.
Okay.
I have a same one of those. What's funny is it gets packed away with the Christmas tree.
Oh.
So the Christmas tree comes out and it just gets plugged in. I don't do anything to it. It just turns on and then it connects to the network.
Oh.
And that motherfucker turns the tree on every single night and turns it off. And it's on the network and now it's like the rest of the year I have a device in there called Christmas Tree that it says it's not available because it is in the box with the Christmas tree. So I don't understand why you have these, because you've mentioned this before.
Yeah.
I'm struggling with that because I have Wemo light switches. I have a 3-way switch. I have a dimmer in the bathroom, and all of these that all work really well.
Work?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. And I was looking at the fucking like our under cabinet lighting. We had this bizarre conversation like just the other day. I'm looking at things that I need to, like, after spending time at Dave and Nat's house, I'm like, these projects that I could knock out kind of thing. Like, I need to do low-hanging fruit home update or fix stuff.
Right.
And for years at this point, when we had the house remodeled and the kitchen done, we had under cabinet lighting.
Right. You've talked about this before.
Right. Okay. So if I talked about it, maybe you'll remember.
Yeah.
When I get here, they were like ballast that ran on this small T5 twist filament CFL tubes.
Okay.
They're about 12 inches long are the tubes. For whatever reason, I couldn't necessarily remember, but none of the lights underneath the cabinets have the tubes in them. And at some point, the outlet that's next to the sink that controls the garbage disposal and had the under cabinet light switch now has a blank and it's all capped out there.
So you don't remember how this happened?
I don't remember why.
Oh, okay.
I told Venus, I'm like, well, we could do the LEDs, update the under cabinet lights, because sometimes it's dark working on the one side, and I don't need, or it's early mornings, the 5 a.m. working on Sundays. It's like I want to go make something. I don't want to turn on all the kitchen lights. Those were perfect opportunities for under the cabinet lights. You could do your shit without blasting sun into the rest of the house with bright ass LEDs, but they're gone. So now the lights go on. I'm like, well, we could just refresh these. One LED bulb insert that fits into the existing ballast, or
I have a solution. Well, I don't know if it's a solution for you. Is the under cabinet lights that you have, do they plug into a socket somewhere?
No,
or they're direct wired?
110.
Okay. Now, I have some under cabinet lights in our kitchen.
Okay.
They are LEDs, and I bought them at IKEA.
Yeah.
But they are a plug-in variety, and they have a little switch that's inline on the wire.
Okay. Right. Yeah.
They come in like 4. I want to say the kit comes with 4 LED strips that are about maybe a foot or more longer.
Okay.
And you can put them all together in one, and they click together.
Yeah.
Or you can divide them up, and there's wires that you can separate them and put them in different places.
Okay.
So what I did was that there's one under the cabinet on the other side of the oven, and then there's the other 3 are under the other side on the other side of the oven, because those were dark spots.
Okay.
And then the wire gets routed, and it's hidden. You don't even see it. The button is mounted right under the cabinet, and we never touch it, ever. But it's mounted where you can get to it. And then the cable runs back behind the microwave into a hole that the microwave plugs into a plug inside the cabinet above the microwave.
Okay.
So all the wires like hidden, and you can turn the lights off and on if you really want to, but those things are on 24/7. They just are there.
They're just always on.
They're always on, but they're not so bright that they're annoying, and just enough light that they are awesome.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, I don't know. I mean, I assume you could cut the connector off and run that cable, maybe even get rid of the switch and run that cable to your, unless the wiring part of it's going to be a pain in the ass. And then put a switch on that thing, and that would do exactly what you want.
Probably.
Yeah.
Well,
and I've had them there for years.
The we don't know how we got here part is that I could not recall the why.
Right. Well, I'm assuming the blank is there because the bulbs are missing. You didn't want them on and have someone stick a finger in there.
And I think it was like, well, why didn't we just get new bulbs? Like, what pissed us off to the point to where not only did we remove the bulbs, but I rewired that outlet to cap off all the stuff because neither of us wanted to deal with.
I wonder if it was a situation where you had one go out.
I think I asked that. I'm like, Venus, like, why did we do this?
Yeah.
Like, how did we get here? And she's like, yeah, I think it was that the bulbs at the time were unreliable, and they were going, and we couldn't get them. So it was like
fuck it.
We're fucking done dealing with it. And I think I vaguely remember like doing like musical chairs with like bulbs that were still working to get a bank. Short answer. And I bought before Christmas because I was going to surprise my wife. Hashtag I love my
Valentine's Day is coming.
Right. I bought a chain of the Amazon's version of like what it sounds like you're talking about.
Yeah.
They're like chainable, daisy chainable LED smart things that also take an outlet.
Yeah.
And I was like, I was going to put them inside the existing ballast because they have tons of mounting options, and it would diffuse and you wouldn't know. And I wouldn't have to remove anything. And it was just going to be one Friday. I would put it all up and the lights would work and
magic, man.
The way that our cabinets are, I could not get from outlet A behind our microwave down out of the cabinet and in two different directions without myself being absolutely retentive about the cable that I know probably not only myself, but my wife would be like, yeah,
that's janky.
Right. And then I'd be like, and that led me into the conversation with my wife. Like, how did we get here? What the fuck? And then I went down the rabbit hole of, well, they make LED retrofits that fit in the same fucking ballast.
Oh, okay.
You just may have to disconnect the ballast itself, like the
that's
the power regulator.
That's hoping the ballast still works.
Right.
Right.
And I'm like, why did I do that? And then it got me even further, and it was just hardline 110 LED under cabinet ballast setups.
Yeah.
So I have those.
Oh, nice.
So I'm just fucking
awesome.
I'll rewire it.
Yeah.
And I take the old ones out, but now I'll have ones that will go up.
Don't you think that's one of the things that you get stuck on, where you're like, I have this thing that's already here and I should be using that.
Absolutely.
And I would get stuck on that too. I'd be like, this is here and I must use the thing.
Right.
It's already there.
I spun wheels and I have these.
Yeah.
I have LEDs in a small bag, the daisy chains in a bag. Like, how do I make this idea work inside the existing problem that I have without realizing, just take out those and then it was like the LED bulb inserts. Like, oh, well, I can still use those problems. I'll just find an LED bulb that fits it. Well, fuck, just take them out and
just rewire it with new shit.
Rewire it with new shit. Like, why? I mean, at this point,
you're just beating your head on a wall,
right,
for no reason.
Like, this problem progression, and those ballasts are probably. Jesus, they're probably 14, 15 years old.
Yeah.
Like this point. Like, why was my thought process, let's reuse that? Like, and here's the thing. So the frugal part is that, sure, it makes sense and sometimes like reduce, reuse, and repurpose.
Sure.
Like, absolutely. But the cost efficiency of these new have come down so far that it's like, oh, well, I mean, for $60, I got three 12-inch LED ballasts that are smart home capable, 110, or if you need be, you can retrofit it to a plug, push come to shove. If I've got an extra one that I like want to just create a power cord for, I'm like, oh, fucking for 60, I'm fine. It'll be fine. It's not like 300 or like the cost of, like we've talked at shows past, like when we're first like dabbling in, oh shit, an LED bulb replacement, but they're like $50-$60 a pop for like a flood entryway floodlight replacement, and it looks like this DeLorean heat sink out of time kind of Back to the Future apparatus. You're like, yeah, but dude, it's an LED bulb. Now you got a smart bulb for $9.99.
It's funny because we had the LEDs. We have two LEDs that are out front on the porch, and one of them died, and I replaced one of them, And then the color temperature of the lights were different. So you could see one was one color and one was the other. So I'm like, okay, now I got to go buy a pair,
right?
To replace it. Well, looking at them, I was like blown away because it's been a while since I went and purchased an LED light bulb, just because they're can lights or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, I don't need smart shit. They're already controlled by a smart device. That's one of the Wemos that controls those lights and turns them on and off.
Yeah.
And so I just need a bulb. I just need a bulb that has a specific color temperature. And I couldn't find that. What I found instead was a bulb that had like a switch on it that let you pick which color temperature you wanted. And I'm like, well, that's kind of cool. Now you don't have to manufacture 4 or 5 bulbs. You just have one bulb that's got a switch on the side.
Oh, it had a switch on the side.
Yeah.
Not an app where you had to switch it.
No, not even. I just needed a stupid LED bulb that I could, have that had the right. Yeah, whatever the color temperature I was looking for. And in these particular cases, it was a 2-pack, and they both have switches on the side, and you set the color temperature and then stick it up in the thing. And I was like, that's perfect.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Was it expensive?
$12, I think.
Yeah.
For a pair?
Like how far we've come. Like, I mean, you go back 7 years or something, and that's $60.
Yeah, and they're bright as shit. Holy crap. They're super bright.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was impressed by them actually.
Huh.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, so the IKEA lights that I put in the kitchen, I bought another set, and those are what sit up above my computer.
Are they the ones that look like small little hockey pucks?
No, they're strips. They're long.
Are they?
They're a long strip, but there's like 4 in the pack, and they're all the same thing. But you get with them, they can be directly connected, so it's one long strip, or you can like separate them and have them be in different places with wire. But it just worked out for me really well that I was able to hide all the wire up under the cabinet so you can't see it, and then tuck it up back behind the microwave, and then also get it to the other side of the microwave, and where you don't know there's any wires there. It just worked out really well for me. I really like the way those I think they're $30.
I think Venus has like a couple versions of that, like scattered to like the kids' rooms have had iterations of it. Her decorative in the living room with like her couple bookcases have like an IKEA LED string light solution.
Yeah.
It looks really nice.
Yeah.
But I'd been stuck in this like mindset. And I'll be honest, a lot of times I would much rather I think like my end game is no cords. Everything is somehow running off rechargeable batteries that recharge themselves off ambient light or me walking past them. Like
right.
Some
when
sort
I
of
fart,
piezoelectric, like, motion here. And they like kinetic, and I touch it, and my static electricity, like, or Dave's clock that like works off temperature and it recharges. Like if I can have...
How about a really good eye roll?
Yeah.
There's 2 days worth of batteries.
Right. I could get in here and I could talk about something, and I'll get it from my daughter and my wife, and everything will run until 2060, and we'll be fucking good.
Just hot air from the wife.
Yeah. Wow. Shit. I didn't say it.
I love you, Venus.
Yeah. Or I get my wife to try and have a conversation with my son, and we'll charge off of his eye rolls. Like,
oh yeah,
what's an anime? I don't know what that is, and like watch him like.
Yeah. Oh, my daughter could power all kinds of shit.
Yeah, Xander, what's hentai mean?
Well, thanks for the power, buddy.
Yeah, Jesus. Wow. Okay. Shit, that was better than a title. Yeah, and I think of little projects like that where I'm like, oh, I would like a frame, like with like without a grotesquely huge, vape battery type of thing on it. Like,
right.
I'm hoping for some sort of tech that allows me to put micro lighting opportunities in places where I'm not having to set like a calendar of like, oh, every month I've got to go rotate out that battery. Like Venus has like a really nice little coffee station with like a couple like signs that like every once in a while I get like, oh, like I would like to light that with small like fairy lights or something, like coffee or open.
Right.
Like on a timer that would just be like just a little thing. And then I'm like, yeah, but where would I'd have to run an outlet to that. Like I would love a micro battery
that doesn't need a contractor.
Yeah, that doesn't like fucking I don't want to, and like I don't want her to be worried.
Maybe you could just have Nat come over and do it.
Yeah, I mean it looks nice, but I can see the cord. And then we power up the cabinet lights with the eye roll of the sigh.
Right.
You know. But I think about like, you know, or pictures with like Venus has set up like a really nice thing that we got she has for the TT or TT trip collage. She got us. And it has like a museum IKEA like museum light that comes out from the wall and like puts a light on it.
Yeah.
I would love for that to just be like on a battery that like turned on as you walked past.
So is it plugged into the wall?
Yeah, but it's on a switch or like a remote, and you're like, but no one ever really turns it on. But I would love to have like a series of family portraits on the wall of like events or shit that when at night when someone walked by, they lit up or they just turned on when it got dark or something. I like it at a atmospheric level. Like, and that there may be solutions with like very low wattage LED things that could run off like watch batteries or
probably
something.
Nowadays.
But it's like I don't deep dive enough to that. And if one of you takes my idea, just remember my bath water is on sale. I appreciate you just reciprocating.
Yeah, for sure.
You know.
Yeah, it's clean.
You know. I mean, minus the fart.
It's been strained.
Yeah, you know, hermetically sealed and pH balanced with the Colorado Rockies something. I filtered.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Anyway.
No stray hairs.
Yeah, none. I shit shaved clean, bro.
Unless you want them.
Yeah. That's extra. That's a la carte. You know how that works. Come on, baby.
Just check the box.
Yeah, Daddy's got taxes to pay. Come on now. Cash now.
Yeah, for sure.
We're at time.
All right. Well, we hope you enjoyed that show. And honestly, if you are inclined, I mean, I'm not trying to tell you what to do, but wash your fucking hands.
You should return the cart, which I returned 3 of on my walk this evening. Return the cart.
Wash your ass.
Wear the mask where appropriate.
Check your oil, Tony.
Get the shot.
Do the kindness. I skipped something.
I think we may have.
Pretty sure.
Hold on. Hands, ass, mask, cart, shot, oil, vote. Yes, there you go. Register to vote.
Make the call.
And we will catch you next week.
Thanks for listening, everybody.
Bye.